Good afternoon, Boomers. Brian Tong from boomerlife.net. I'm here today with my latest blog. Since it's the new year, we're going to focus on stuff that people do New Year's resolutions about. And one of them is get rid of clutter in your house. Research has linked clutter to heightened stress and diminished focus. The average American is hanging on to 23 items for which they have no use at all, according to the Closet Maid survey. I find it hard to believe. I think I probably have 23,000 items that I don't need. I find this to be way under actual. Survey also said 575 people said they keep things for sentimental reasons, while 1/3 procrastinate throwing things out. Every time I go in my closet, I realize that I have way more clothes than I need. And every time I weed out several bags to take to Goodwill, I feel better. And yet it always seems to fill back up. Same goes for the garage. Every spring we clean out the garage with plans to actually park a car in it, but alas, it always fills right back up with stuff. I've lived in my house for going on 31 years. I'm sorry, 1990, 42 years now. And you can imagine the amount of stuff that I've accumulated. My kids will have a hell of a time if we die and leave this mountain of hoarded stuff for them to dispose of. Research has linked clutter to heightened stress and diminished focus. I know I feel better when I unload a bunch of stuff. If you're looking to downsize your personal belongings for an upcoming move, or just looking to clean house at your current pad, here's some advice from professional organizers on how to make it as painless as possible. Excuse me. Tackle the low-hanging fruit first. Start by scraping off the top from wherever you see surplus. Professional organizers say perhaps going through all your ill-fitting or unflattering clothes, old magazines, junk mail, or kitchen stuff. What we're looking for is the easiest stuff to get rid of. Think of things that don't tug at your heartstrings when you imagine discarding them. Second, pull everything from your closet and throw it onto your bed. Professional organizers say go through each item with a critical eye. If you think you may need a particular item someday, try and envision what specific occasion someday might be. If you think you'd look cute in something if you lost a little weight, consider whether or not you're on any sort of weight loss plan. It's coming up with specific or measurable ways to decide if you're going to use it some way or if you're going to fit into it some way. Enlist help from an objective friend. Last time I went through my closet, I had my daughter help me, and we threw away lots of clothes that I probably wouldn't have had she not said, toss it. Someone who'll be honest with you and tell you what never looked good on you in the first place. Budget in ample time for putting things back and reorganizing what's left. Consider what the clutter is holding you back from. If you're trying to make space for creativity in the next chapter of your life, for example, it's hard to write, paint, or use your imagination if your apartment is cluttered. If you want to make room for a connection, a cluttered home might keep you from having company over. Whenever you get stuck on a particular item, ask yourself what's worth more to you, that object or having the space to fulfill other goals. Block off decluttering time on your calendar. Have a plan for where the discards will go. If an item still has utility and isn't broken, donate it. Prearrange the recipients of the donation, how you'll transport them, and when these giveaways will take place. Make sure the items actually leave your space instead of making it to the garage or some other transfer area. Knowing it's unwanted items can sometimes go to people who need them and often serves as a strong motivator. Declutter by category, not by room. Go through each room and group like items together, like papers, sweaters, shoes, medicine. Helps you weed out duplicates along with expired or outdated items. Plus, once you see how much you have, it's much easier to let go. Identify which items are obsolete, which in that category belong in the next chapter of your life. Ask yourself, which items would you miss if they were all gone tomorrow? Don't procrastinate on deciding whether to toss something. How long do you want to prolong the process? Do you want to spend this time twice? Are you confused or just lazy? If you're confused, that's one thing. But if you're just letting yourself off the hook and you're going to come to the same conclusion, make the decision now because you're just eating up time. Instead of asking questions like, what if I need it in the future? Ask whether the item supports the life you want to lead now. People keep stuff they don't actually need or use in their life that's taking up precious real estate in their living spaces because what if thinking. Rather than clinging to old camping equipment or knitting supplies, trust you'll be able to recreate that experience for yourself if you return to it in the future. With sentimental memorabilia, consider whether that particular object is the best representation of that life period, person, or moment. If it's the best representation of it, you keep it. If it's not, you don't need every representation of that period of your life. You just need the best one. Learn from your purge. Don't do this to yourself again. You really should feel the weight of being responsible for getting rid of crap in your life so that it makes you smarter, more strategic, curated choices for going forward. So that you don't recreate this for yourself and the next time you move, you have to deal with it again. Next time you're mulling over a new acquisition at a store, a friend's house, a trade show, or on the street, be mindful of what it brings to bring more things into your life. And that's it for me today, boomers. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the flip.